Hey, I am Bianca, aka the Social Media Fairy Godmother, and you are tuned into day 4 of my 5 day challenge on your title. I created this challenge for social media managers, strategists, and experts who want to own their genius zone and stop hustling for their worth. Today, I'm going to help you guys break through the burnout of unstructured content planning and create stability and teach you how to create stability in your core processes. And the way that I'm going to do that is to teach you about the 5 systems every social media manager needs to implement within their business. First off, let me bring it a little back. So, from my experience in social media management, the past 6 to 7 years, and from speaking with many of my students that I work with inside my program, the key thing, the three main things that they struggle with in this area, they struggle to get organized, they struggle to set boundaries with their clients, and they struggle to take breaks when they are getting overwhelmed. Okay. So those are the things that they struggle with and that I've struggled with. So if this also resonates with you, keep listening. So the first thing I want to explain is the difference between a process and a system. What are these things? You hear this word thrown around all the time, especially in the online business space. But a process, to put it simple, is a specific way that you do things. Your process is how you show up, how you do things, how you maneuver, how you move. Okay. A system are the set of tools and softwares that are in place that helps you to carry out these processes. So that's the difference between a process and a system. A system is built based on what your process is. So if you're not really clear on how you do things within your business, if you're just winging it, and you're doing something custom and something different for every single client, it's going to be hard for you to build systems because there's no stability in what you do and how you do it. If every time you get a new client, it looks completely different. So that's the importance of mapping out your processes before you go and build these systems. And why is it important to have processes and systems? Number one reason, um, you have a repeatable process. I know I use the word process to explain this, but when you are able to map out your process in a way that is easily repeatable, you are not recreating the wheel whenever you get a new client. You're not recreating the wheel for every job or client that you have to work on. So you're able to get things done in a more efficient manner and in a much quicker way. Second, creating these repeatable processes and building systems around them, you're able to grow much faster and much easier. When you when you have a set way of doing things, is clearly listed out in a step-by-step process, and you have the systems and the tools that's needed to carry out these processes, you can bring other people on into your team to help alleviate some of the stress of carrying out this huge workload. You're able to recreate yourself inside your business. So that way, your business can continue to grow without you having to be inside of it all the time. So that's why it's important to have repeatable processes and to build systems around those processes. Cool? Cool. So now that we understand what a process is and what a systems is, and how it works together. Now I'm going to teach you the 5 systems every social media manager needs within their business. Number one, you need a lead generation system. Number two, a client onboarding system. Number three, a service fulfillment system. Number four, a client feedback system. And last but not least, I love that term, a client offboarding system. Okay, lead generation. Lead generation is a simple way of saying how do people find you and let you know that they're interested in what you have to offer. Simplest way to explain lead generation. You need a system that's able to help you generate quality leads consistently, and in a streamlined manner that's not causing you to have to go back and forth with somebody in the DM. And the way that I teach this within my program, I teach my students to create an application process or a discovery call. Like an application process can either be attached to setting up a consult or a discovery call. It could be associated with one of your lower ticket offers, like a paid consult, where you're getting compensated to spend time looking at these potential clients' current social media space, looking at what they might need, and putting together a plan of action. So your application can be attached to a paid consult, or your application can just be your application and you decide whether or not you want to take them on. So you don't necessarily have to talk. You don't necessarily have to have these free discovery calls. That's just pretty common. Um, so yeah, first system, you need a lead generation system, which is a streamlined way of people finding you and letting you know that they are interested in working with you without you having to go back and forth via email, or in the DMs. Okay. Second, you need a client onboarding system. What is client onboarding? I have a question. Hey. Client onboarding, what is this? Onboarding is the process of, so the moment a client says, yes, I want to work with you, everything after that to get started is a part of your client onboarding. Now, think back to when you had, like, think back to the last time you started a new job or you joined a new organization or team or program. It was, you may have been a little bit nervous because one, you don't know what to expect. You don't know how you're going to be received. You don't know if your expectations are going to be met. And you just don't know. It's a lot of unsureness up in the air. Okay. So same thing with onboarding. So one, this person, your client, has just made a substantial investment in themselves and in their business. So they need to be reassured that they made the right decision, they made a good decision, and not just by investing in themselves, but investing in your services. So the client onboarding process is meant to help alleviate buyer's remorse, which is regretting paying for something shortly after you've bought it. Is meant to ease them into working with you, get them comfortable, and it's meant to get all the information you need to successfully start working with them. And four, it's meant to, like, set the tone of what it's going to be like working with you, and it's also meant to um, set these boundaries in place and get that contract signed, meaning clearly defined roles, clearly defined deliverables, clearly defined payment plans, clearly defined payment due dates. All of that is meant to be hashed out during the client onboarding process. And your client onboarding system is how you're going to facilitate all of that. So how do you do this? Number one, you need a CRM, which is a client relationship management tool. Inside my program, I team up with my business friend and operations and systems expert, Archie Stewart, where she teaches my students the 5 money making features of Dubsado. Dubsado is one of my favorite CRM systems and a lot of online service providers' preferred method. With this CRM, I'm able to set up calls with people. People can apply to work with me. I can send proposals, contracts, invoices, all from the same. Sorry, all from the same platform, and that's what a CRM does. It allows you to easily navigate working with your clients through a system. Sorry, phone blowing up, hotline blinking. Okay, so next we, oh, pause. So next you have your service fulfillment system. So what is service fulfillment? To put it simple, it's doing what you said you was gonna do. So once you've got all of the contracts signed, the payments in place, you need to deliver on the services, and your service fulfillment system is going to be what helps you to deliver on that. And this is where the magic happens. This is where the fun happens. You need an easy to follow. I'm sorry, I'm reading my notes. You need an easy to follow and streamlined way to deliver for your clients. And a couple of things to include in this system is a client dashboard, which is a hub to house everything that you guys are using and doing to work with each other. You need a content planning process. You need a content approval process, and you need to hash out weekly priorities and deliverables for yourself so you're not getting overwhelmed with everything that you have to do for the client. When you break those tasks into weekly priorities and weekly deliverables, you know exactly what you need to work on a week by week basis. They know exactly what you're working on a week by week basis, so they're not blowing you up asking where's this, where's that. And it's it's a way to help facilitate like open communication within the relationship. And third, well, fourth, client feedback. So I don't want you guys to wait until the contract is about to end to get feedback. And what is feedback? Of course, everybody knows what testimonials are. Testimonials are the most common form of feedback, but it's not the only form. Another way to get feedback from your clients are through case studies. And case studies is just a testimony on steroids. It's documenting the full transformation your client has been able to experience by working with you. You start by documenting where they were when you started working with them, what were the things that they were struggling with, what were some of the goals that they wanted to reach, what were some of the things that they were expecting to gain by working with you. Next, you're gonna, but first part, you define the problem. The next part of a case study, you define the solution. So, what was the game plan or the action plan of action that you put together to help solve this problem? And then you talk about the results. Were you able to hit those goals? Were they able to increase their revenue? Were they able to increase their follower count, boost their engagement, their reach, their number, their impressions, their overall brand awareness? A case study is a more detailed way to document what it's like to work with you. And the reason why it's such a great idea to get that form of client feedback, one, it builds your confidence knowing that, like, hey, I did that shit. And here's how I did that shit. And here's the proof that I did that shit. Right? Two, it clearly communicates to your clients what all you did within their business. So they are never wondering and just wondering, okay, why did I spend all that money? What just happened? So it gives you a way to hold yourself accountable and show your clients, like, hey, this is what I've been working on. So that's the second type of client feedback. And third, client feedback, incorporating it into your conversations on a monthly basis, because what you talk about when you first onboard your clients, like what their needs are, with content or what's going on within their business, is for sure going to change as you guys continue to work with. So incorporating client feedback on a monthly basis, here's what that looks like. You have a check-in call, or you send out a form that they can let you know, here are the things that we're working on within our business this month. These are some of the things that should be highlighted within our social media content. These are some upcoming dates and holidays, or things that's happening in the world that are relevant to our brand. Hey, Charity, that are relevant to our brand that I want to be sure that our social media content hits on. So that's the third way you can incorporate client feedback into your social media management process for your clients. Now, last, client offboarding. So, client offboarding should be more than a wave goodbye and a thank you for your time. Um, Client onboarding should confirm that investing you was a great decision for their business. It should confirm that, hey, just because this contract has in it, we are still here for you. The line of communication is still open, and we still want to foster building a healthy relationship with your business. So, what I recommend here is making a full list of everything that you need to do and want to do when you're getting ready to offboard your clients, so that for every client, you're not missing a thing. And also take this as an opportunity to downsell. So, if they're offboarding from full service social media management for whatever reason, maybe you can downsell them to a monthly strategy session or quarterly strategy session or a quarterly content planning session. So, client offboarding is when you can find ways to stay involved, find ways to keep the working relationship going, and it's obviously a way for you to learn more about what it's like to work with you. What were the things that they really loved, and what were some of the things that they didn't really love, and it opens your eyes to areas of improvement within your business. So, those are the five systems that every social media manager needs within their business. You need a lead generation system, a client onboarding system, a service fulfillment system, a client feedback system, and a client offboarding system. Now, I teach this very thoroughly inside of my program, but for everybody that has joined my challenge, the action item for today, I'm going to be giving you a peek into my program by giving you access to my standard operating procedures training. And what are standard operating procedures? It is a set of step-by-step instructions that documents your internal processes. It aims to achieve efficiency, quality output, and uniformity, and reduce miscommunication among your team. um, Basically, standard operating procedures is a document. It's a way to document what goes on in your business, how you do things, why you do things, when to do things. um, and it creates a knowledge bank for you and anybody that you bring onto your team to be able to carry out certain tasks in the same way. So you're building consistency with the quality of work that you're putting out for you and your clients. Now, that is the action item you're going to get access to from today's challenge. And the only way that you can get access to that is by clicking the link in my bio and joining my challenge. Once again, I'm Bianca, aka the Social Media Fairy Godmother. Thank you guys for tuning in today. 4 of my 5-day challenge on your title. Tomorrow, I'm so excited. I'm going to be sharing with you Get Off the Sidelines. That's all I'm going to say about that. But meet me tomorrow at 11 Central right here on Instagram. Thank you. Bye.